And now, the East Westchester Corporation, maker of fashionable plastic fruits and vegetables for all your home decorating needs, brings you the continuing saga of a poor body repair shop heiress on an endless search for love and togetherness on The Gathering Dusk. As we look in on the Fillmore household today, Martha, the endearingly patriotic daughter, is awaiting the arrival of John, her fiancé of 10 longing years, as they prepare to perform a heroic deed of service to their country.
Oh, John, I'm so glad you're here. You seem to have brought a horse with you.
Yes, my love. A horse will be needed for the task we must perform.
The British Army is expected to invade our historic and beloved town of Skunkhaven at any moment. It's up to us to warn our fellow countrymen as to whether they'll be coming by land or by sea.
Yes, Martha, my future daughter of the American Revolution. Have you been watching for the signal from the steeple of the Old South Church?
The Old South Church? But I thought the signal was going to come from the steeple of the New South Church.
No, I'm quite certain the Old South Church was the designated site.
Oh, John, my star-spangled sweetheart, that's simply terrible news. Here I've been watching the steeple of the New South Church all evening.
Well, it doesn't really matter, my dear patriotic Martha. The Old South Church burned down 3 years ago, and they built the New South Church on the same site. The only thing that remained of the Old South Church was the steeple. So, although the South Church building is new, the steeple is old.
Oh, John, my irresistibly confusing darling. How comforting your words are to me.
Oh, look, my precious Martha. There is a single lantern shining from the steeple of the Old South Church.
Which is attached to the New South Church. Yes, I see it. That means the British are coming by land.
No, my dear. One lantern indicates that they are coming by sea.
Oh, John, that can't be so. I remember distinctly that one lantern indicated that the invasion was coming by land.
Oh, look, a second lantern. Then they are coming by land.
I fear you're wrong again, dear John. 2 lanterns indicate they're coming by sea.
But not if the formula is 2 if by land and 1 if by sea.
Oh, my delightfully mundane colonialist. What if, for once in your life, you're correct? A mistake as to where the invasion will come would prove disastrous for our Continental Army and for the defense of our beloved Skunkhaven.
Oh, I'm sorry that my propensity for being wrong is not totally unimpeachable. I beg your forgiveness.
Oh, John, my dear, as much as I love it when you beg, I fear there's no time for such pleasures now.
Oh, wait, Martha, look. I believe the dilemma has been solved.
You're right, my love. There are 3 lanterns shining in the Old South Church steeple.
Oh, that must mean that the British are coming by land and sea.
Then we must get this noble steed standing next to you, along with word of this impending invasion, to Paul Revere, so he can repeat his heroic ride through the countryside to alert our brave Minutemen.
Oh, I fear Paul Revere is not available.
Oh my, what a shame. Then we must find someone else to mount this noble steed and make the heroic ride through the countryside to alert our brave Minutemen.
I believe I shall have to mount this steed and make that heroic ride, my darling Martha.
You? Oh, John, please. This is an important task. I fear you are adorably not up to the challenge, my dear.
But there is no other option, my dear. If someone doesn't make this heroic ride through the night, alerting the townspeople of the imminent invasion of the British Army, we'll be caught off guard, and our historic and beloved town of Skunkhaven will fall into the hands of the Redcoats.
Oh, but John, my Yankee Doodle love, do you even know how to ride a horse?
Of course, my precious Martha. I am quite an experienced and skillful rider.
Oh, but John, having your picture drawn while sitting on the back of a miniature pony on your 5th birthday hardly qualifies as experience and takes little skill.
Oh, that is not my only equestrian encounter, my darling.
And dressing up in a horse costume for the annual Founders' Day pageant doesn't count either.
Oh, it doesn't? I was hoping it would.
Besides, you've always exhibited a fear of horses.
Well, they are rather menacing creatures.
I remember when Edmund Niles was hitching his horse in front of the courthouse last spring. You took one look at it and ran. Your frightened action startled the horse and it gave chase.
But I did manage to stay ahead of it.
Yes, you did. Fear has always been a strong motivator for you.
Well, that is a mark of my family.
Perhaps it would be best if you performed your heroic ride heralding the approach of the British Army on foot, my continental beau.
I doubt that I would be able to run fast enough to warn the entire countryside in time, my love.
Perhaps Edmund Niles will loan us his horse and we can have it chase you.
No, I believe this is the moment when I must overcome my fear of horses. I will mount this noble steed and begin my ride through the countryside, announcing to every hamlet and village I happen upon that the British are coming! The British are coming!
Oh, how thrilling to hear you speak so patriotically, my dear John. Yes, do mount this noble steed and begin your heroic ride.
Yes, now, how do I get on top of this thing?
I believe you stick your foot into that holder thing right there.
Oh, yes, of course.
Now hold on to that knob thing on the saddle and pull yourself up.
Oh, I see how this is done now. He is a bit of a lively horse, isn't he?
Be careful, John. Horses can smell fear.
Yes, and so can I, my love.
Oh, John, how dashing and elegant you look, mounted on that horse with your tri-cornered hat and deep blue jacket with red piping. I wish cameras had already been invented. I'd love to get a picture of you this way.
Well, as soon as I can figure out how to make him go, I shall be off on my heroic ride.
Oh, John, my patriotic pet. I believe you'd better get started. It's going to rain. I already hear the distant thunder.
Oh, that isn't thunder, my love. That is the distant roar of cannon.
Well, that's good news. You won't get rained on.
Yes, but I fear we are facing something worse than rain.
The sound of the cannon came from the direction of our historic and beloved skunk cave in Town Square.
Which means that the British have advanced beyond us. They have attacked before we could warn the townspeople.
Oh, what a shame. Now our historic and beloved skunk haven will no doubt fall to the British, and they will gain a stronghold there. And I won't get to see you ride heroically off into the night.
This horse doesn't seem to like the sound of those cannon.
He's getting rather jumpy, John. You must quiet him down, or I fear he will bolt off wildly in fright with you mounted on its back.
I believe you are right, my darling. Whoa!
Oh, John, there you go, off into the night. Although you're on a foolhardy ride directly into the heart of enemy lines, I will always treasure the sight of how grand you look doing so.
Whoa!
Since you will no doubt be captured, I shan't wait up for you. Please write from your prisoner of war camp. I love you, my precious patriotic pet.